sir. I got this.
Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more World Tanks. So yeah, it's been a while, and I finally got off my lazy butt and started recording a game. And so we got Doc Dogood in his ISU-152, and he's got a platoon mate who... Oops, that's not the right button at all. What did I just do? I don't know. I meant to hit tab. So, Staffing... we have seen before, and these guys are gonna platoon up in their 152s and go and murder some poor people who aren't gonna see these shots coming. Pretty much guaranteed release for the first start of this game. Now this is a tier 9 game on the new swamp. So well, I say new. It's I guess a couple patches old now. But they swapped around. The starting points used to be over. Was it here and here? Something like that. And they've swapped into these corners and then redid the whole middle of the map and stuff. And so the map is actually a lot more balanced now than it used to be, and a lot more fun. However, it is still better to start on the southern side than the northern side for a lot of things. Namely, you get early shots into the guys running into the castle from the south. And you don't get those shots so much from the north unless you get that little shot just right there into the FCM. Unfortunately, wasn't able to take the shot, wasn't able to knock out a bunch of health off that FCM. That would have been really unfortunate for that poor guy. Get shot in the face by an ISU. Now, we don't have all that many heavies down in that corner of the map, whereas our team is mostly up in the, for you guys, it's that side. No, for you guys, it's over there. That side of the main map. That's the one. Are all up in the corner here. And they don't really seem to have any competition. Whereas for, all their heavy tanks are down here. And we don't have many guys down there. So, Doc and Stuffing are going to have a ton of targets to light up as these guys try and press in on our heavies. Doc already getting a shot off and managing to pick up some damage, but for some reason in the replay it doesn't show the damage counter. Interesting. I didn't know that. Now we do have a T-20 sneaking up on us, so we gotta be careful, but I think Doc isn't really worried about that. He's more concentrating on the as hits the aw, seriously, where'd that shot go on the WZ? Apparently it didn't go into the WZ, we know that much. Stud did manage to take a bunch out off that T-34-1 and tracks the FCM. Ooh, letting Doc put a beautiful shot into him. Because I guess they only thought there was one ISU-152 up here, so once the FCM felt the one guy shoot him, he decided, hey, you know what, I can go forward now. He's already fired. Ooh, both of them missing high. Those shots, unfortunately, were way high. That's okay. They're sprouting back up. Now, we are losing this game 5-7, but more than that is the fact that the entire enemy team is clustered right here, whereas our team is spread out over a long side of the map. So that means that when it comes to fighting, their team has the advantages of more guns in one place. If we have to fight, and we're going to fight spread out like this, it's going to go really badly. As WZ is seriously trying to poke over that ridge, and Doc just puts a shell straight through his commander's cupola. Unfortunately, not knocking him out entirely, but Stas should be loaded and ready to finish him off, as he does. And this Mutz is trying his luck. He thinks that we're not, either can't see him, we're not paying attention. Either way, he is wrong and gets himself shot in the face by an ISU. The 132 is going to come around and trying to jump on us from behind. That's not going to work the way he wants it to. That's going to end up with him being shot in the face from a 152 cannon. And booyah! And then he backs up and he's going to get shot by a star. No, Star takes out the Mutts, which was the right decision. Now, the 132 only managed to take our track off with the first shot. The second shot damages our gun, and that's really bad. This is probably going to be me using a repair kit here, if that was me. But Doc doesn't seem to care so much. Okay. Eat that. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here. So, anytime you're in a flanking position like this, don't shotgun. Don't fire clutch. The odds of Doc killing Star in that kind of situation were about as good as Doc killing the 132. I don't know where that shell hit. Oh, actually, you know what? I bet you it hit up there. But from this position, that's it's about an equal distance. So be careful when you fire with a friendly in your sights. Oh, especially when the game is this close. Wait, are we? I don't know. Now we're in fixed camera. As the T-34-3 is still just trying to get away, but that's obviously not going to happen. Stop picks up that kill. I started calling him Star. I don't know if that works at all, and I'm sorry if it's going to get me yelled at, because if it has decidedly made him mad, then I'm sorry about that, but it's probably what I'm going to keep calling you, because it's a lot easier for my pitiful little brain to pronounce than the stats fiend. And it seems a lot easier to say on the fly. Now it is 4 tank destroyers versus 4 medium tanks. This is the ultimate battle. Who is better? In this case, tank destroyers are sitting waiting, and the medium tanks are not working together. The Leopard PTA is nowhere to be seen. Oh, there he is. He's actually really well jumping in behind us. Really well jumping? Yeah, that made sense. He's jumping in behind us, which was actually the right move. But because of the fact that these guys all attack haphazardly, they're going to pay for that. Centurion 7-1 is going to be the next to die. The Leopard is not in this fight anymore. He, as much as he flanked and took out the T-28, he didn't press his attack, which he should have. And now these guys are going to die one by one, though the PTA does take out Star before he goes down. Oh no, PTA's not dead yet. He takes out Star before the sentence 7-1 goes down. It's the sentence I actually meant to say, not the sentence I actually said. PTA is still trying to flank, puts a good shell into us. And at some point we used a repair kit, though I didn't see on what, maybe on the gun, which possibly just got damaged again. Or maybe the gun was just damaged the entire time, I don't really know. Doesn't really matter. Doc is trying to make sure he does not die to this guy. He's actually had a monster of a game so far. And definitely does not want to get taken out. PTA, though, is on 5 kills. So those are Object 7-4. So this is really battle of Top Guns, and then Doc is sitting here trying to get a high caliber, I have no doubt. So it's really who's going to end up with the awards, the medals. If these guys both went around and pincer move, yes, they could trap him. But the 7-4 is the only one of the two of them that can take a shot from the PTA. If Doc takes a shot, it's probably going to kill him. So at this point in time, the medium has the upper hand. He's the one with mobility and the sight range. If he had the skill to be able to get out of this situation, maybe fall back over that ridgeline and then run something like this, maybe, he could be over here somewhere. But I get the feeling he's actually still in this area. And we're going to have to see what he does. But Doc has set himself up in such a position that if the PTA is coming from this side, Doc has a decent chance of snapshotting him. Whereas the PTA is still going to be trying to locate him, Doc will have him pretty much lined up. 7-4 is switching positions and coming around from the other flank so that they can flank this guy and get him dead, which is really the point. Now we still have 5 minutes, so they can take it slow and do it right. Now on the other hand, the PTA should really be also taking it slow and doing it right. It doesn't look like the PTA is there anymore. That's good. Good in the fact that I'm glad a medium tank driver took advantage of his speed and has gotten out of there. Now Doc doesn't seem to realize that the object has cleared the spot he's looking at. Nope, now he does. He's moving forward now. Now it is worthwhile to note, sorry, that this entire game, Doc has only fired standard ammo. So as much damage as you see him doing at the end of the game, this is all just standard ammunition being fired. No gold because A, he didn't start with any, and B, it's all been AP. I don't think he's fired any HE. So I'm still fairly confident Doc is looking in the wrong direction. If the PTA reappears, it's going to be from either here or maybe here. PTA is going to try and circle around, come around behind them in a direction they're not looking. And so I kind of feel like speeding this up, but at the same time I don't want to. Oops. Sorry again. I don't want to speed this up because I haven't seen any of the footage before. That's how I record all my games. I don't watch any of them before I record them. Which means when somebody sends me a dud replay, I get really sad. Because at the end of the game, I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to record another game. And it happens sometimes. Not often. Most of you guys send me amazing games, but occasionally it does. But there's times like this when I'm just like, great. Do I speed the replay up? Is this going to be 4 minutes of doing nothing? Or am I just going to have to yammer on for like another minute, and then we're going to see like 10 seconds of action? The problem with me speeding up, as much as I want to do that, I don't want to do that equally as much, because if it turns out that the PTA appears suddenly and dies, because I can't remember if this guy's a one-shot or not, though most likely he is. Otherwise he would have taken the opportunity to shoot, taken a shot from one of these guys in order to take Doc out, because that would have been the smart play. If he can take Doc out, then the PTA stands a really amazing chance of winning this. As long as there's two of them, they can back each other up. But if there's only one, then the PTA can circle him and kill him. So the PTA is currently trying to find a way behind these guys, and they have separated now. This is really deadly right now. This is a really great way to lose the game. If that object gets ambushed and dies, then there's nothing Doc can do about it. Whereas if Doc gets ambushed, there's nothing the 704 can do about it. This is a really great time for the PTA to strike. So we'll see if that happens or not. So the reason I didn't want to speed up the replays, as much as it would have been faster to watch these last couple minutes. Oh, there's the PTA. Object 704 is probably just got jumped on. Took one shot. PTA can actually take a shot from the object or Doc. I'm kind of surprised he didn't take that opportunity before. 704 puts a round into him. Can Doc see him? Nope. So he's going to jump off this cliff carefully. If you roll now, that would be really embarrassing. And PTA goes dark again. 704 can take 2 more shells from the PTA, but he probably ooh, look at that. PTA caught out in the open, fires clutch, misses, and Doc secures that kill, making sure that that is the end of the game. Now that shot didn't go over our head but very much. I can't see where it landed, but if it had been on target, this game would have ended much differently, because Doc obviously would have died, which would have been unfortunate for our hero, but then the PTA could have just used this ridge line here and outmaneuvered the 704 fairly easily, considering the 704's location. In a minute 40, maybe, but it would have been a lot closer and down to the line. This was a game that was really well played, and I like the fact that Doc didn't just sit up there. He didn't wait for the target to come into his sight. He went hunting. And because he went hunting, he was not in a location that the PTA expected him to be. Thus the PTA panicked a little bit, misfired, and Doc got the kill. This was awesome. Thank you so much, Doc, for saying this in. Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, Fire Effect, and the glorious High Caliber managed to be snagged from the 704 there. One shot into everything. Now, unfortunately, he didn't kill a lot of these guys, but a lot of these shots were really nice damages, which is how he managed to end up with the amount of damage he's done at the end of this game. Oh, this poor Patton took 2 almost full average damage shots from the ISU. That's really, really unfortunate for him, but Doc clearly enjoyed that game. 5,500 damage. Now, as much as Sta had a lot more kills than Doc did, he obviously didn't do them by, he got them more by securing kills than by causing them in his own right. But so this was still well played by these three. And I gotta give that Leopard props. He did amazing in that game. The only reason he didn't win this was because Doc was there and Doc was using his head. And if these two hadn't worked together as well, then that Leopard probably would have carried that game, and I would be casting his game and not Doc's in this particular case. 12 shots fired. Everything that connected did damage, which is awesome. It's exactly what you want to have happen. Though preferably you want every shell to connect, but it's not really the point. That was well played. Thank you so much. Oops, this is getting cut off. My bad. I'm just going to scroll down so you guys can see 1,800 experience down there. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Doc, for saying this in. Thank you all for watching, and I'm going to try and get back to doing these regularly so you guys can keep saying those games in if you want to. And I'll see you all later. This is ioEther out.